From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, August 15th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Presidential Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton was in Scranton today alongside Vice President Joe Biden, speaking at Riverfront Sports. WYLN's Abby Piskel has the details.
It was only a few short weeks ago when U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump paid a visit to Scranton, and today it was U.S. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's turn. Crowds gathered in the Electric City to hear Clinton speak about her Stronger Together campaign. With the election month coming up, this may be one of the many times that PA will see the presidential candidates. Clinton rallied the crowd with promises of affordable higher education and the power of women, emphasizing that our country is better when we are stronger together.
First, we're going to make the biggest investment in new, good-paying jobs since World War II. Second, we're going to make college debt-free for all and help millions of people struggling with existing student debt. Third, we're going to crack down on companies that ship jobs and profits overseas. And we're going to reward companies that share profits with their employees like the Scranton Lace Company did almost a century ago. Fourth, we're going to make sure that Wall Street corporations and the super rich finally pay their fair share of taxes. And fifth, we're going to respond to the way American families actually live and work today by making childcare affordable, because in today's economy, there is often no parent or grandparent staying home with the kids. And we're going to fight for paid family leave, because sometimes you need to take care of your child or your spouse or sick parent, and you should not lose your job for taking care of the loved one.
Clinton has seen the inside of the White House when her husband, former President Bill Clinton, was in office from 1993 to 2001. But will this help her as she tries to get the Pennsylvania vote? Tomorrow in WYLN's Evening Edition News, we will have more from Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. For now, in Scranton, for WYLN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
Thank you, Abby. Breaking news tonight, emergency crews are on scene at 17 Snyder Avenue in McAdoo investigating. Snyder Avenue is shut down to all traffic. Police have also closed James Street so they can enter the back of the home. Police have not said much, but we can confirm that state police were on scene just after 5 o'clock this afternoon to begin their investigation of a possible meth lab. Once again, emergency responders are keeping details quiet until the investigation can continue. WYLN is on scene and will bring you updates as they happen. You can check out our Facebook page for those updates, facebook.com/WYLN News. Hazleton City Police were involved in a high-speed chase over the weekend. Saturday night around 6 o'clock, police were about to arrest at least one man in a major heroin operation near 17th and Peace Street on the northwest side. 24-year-old Danny Kaba Mejia delivered about 950 packets of heroin. After the buy, police attempted to stop him, but he took off at a high rate of speed, hitting an unmarked police car in the process. He was eventually stopped at Allen Street and Adams Avenue in West Hazleton. He is now facing several charges. A jury is now deciding the fate of Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane. The defense attorneys and the prosecution wrapped up their closing arguments this morning, and it's now in the jury's hands. Defense attorneys called the prosecution witnesses liars and told jurors that political consultant Josh Morrow and Kane's former first deputy lied on the stand to save themselves. The prosecution called 14 witnesses. However, Kane decided not to testify or call any witnesses on her own behalf. Kane is charged with perjury and obstruction for allegedly released grand jury documents to the Philly Daily News in an effort to embarrass rival Frank Fina. Jurors must decide if she is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. A shooting with a relatively minor injury in Hazleton over the weekend. Saturday morning, there was a confrontation near Beach Street in Fulton Court, not far from the Beach Street playground. An assailant pulled a black semi-automatic handgun and shot another man in the hand. Police have not identified the victim and are looking for the assailant. Anyone with information is asked to call police at 570-459-4940. It's been a long time coming, but the Broad Street Corridor project is complete, and those instrumental in the planning and completion process gathered today at the corner of Broad and Church Streets in Hazleton. As the final piece of the Broad Street Corridor project is put in place, former mayors Joe Iannuzzi and Congressman Lou Barletta, alongside current mayor Jeff Cassatt and former Chamber of Commerce President Donna Palermo, look on. The 3.5-mile project totaled $36 million and nearly 14 years to fully complete from the planning stages. Now, Congressman Lou Barletta was mayor at the time when the project was first proposed. To see it finally completed was something he looked forward to for many years.
They started the project when I just began my term as mayor, my first term as mayor, and I thought how lucky I was to be able to walk into the mayor's office, and we're going to have this beautiful downtown in my first term. I had to run 3 terms and left, and it still wasn't completed. It took a long time, and it was, thanks to a lot of people. I could still remember the meetings we actually had about picking the light standards, and then they weren't going to let us get the bases because we were going all the way up Broad Street, and there were so many people that were so involved.
When the project was only in talks, former Mayor Joe Iannuzzi was chairman of the Chamber of Commerce. Then he became a member of Hazleton City Council, and finally, mayor. For him, he says today is a great day for Hazleton.
Before they could break ground was really rough, but then we broke ground and it took off, and now I think it's probably the biggest asset to the city of Hazleton right now. It has changed the facial image of Hazleton. When you drive into Hazleton, you get a better picture of what Hazleton really is.
When the project began, Donna Palermo was at the helm of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, serving as president, and today she says it's rewarding to see the idea come full circle and complete it.
It took years to get this project on, but this was the #1 safety project, in Pennsylvania, really, and we were really, really proud to be able to get it on the TIP Transportation Improvement Priority List, and then just every year keep pushing and pushing for the funding to become available. And thankfully, we're standing here with a completed project.
From shutting down lanes and intersections to putting in sidewalks and parking meters, PennDOT has been there all along. James May, the regional press director, says it's great to finally see the work completed.
Anytime that we do construction, there's always a short-term inconvenience for a long-term good. And I think folks down here probably really see that to be the case. We know that when the contractor was down here working, many times there were single-lane closures, there was traffic issues. But when you come through here now and you just look at the improvements that have been made, not just on the road, but the sidewalks, the lights, even these bases, just the whole downtown area has such a nice look to it now that I hope the folks are pleased with what has been done here, and I think they probably are.
Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt says this project will really help to build up the downtown.
This is the staple of the foundation of rebuilding the downtown area. Now we're adding the decorative touches to it, and along with all the work that's been going on downtown, gives a more inviting feel to the area and to the community.
Once again, Congressman Lou Barletta, who has been involved since the project was only an idea, wanted to thank another instrumental person in the planning process who passed away before it was completed, Ellie Whitaker.
Thanks to Ellie, she did all the trees, picked the trees, and she played such a major role in the beautification, and always did. So, although she couldn't be with us today, I think she's here with us in spirit.
With the final pieces in place, the Broad Street Corridor project is finally complete. Well, it's time now for a first look at our forecast. A very hot weekend in northeastern Pennsylvania, but what does the beginning of our work week look like? And is there any chance of some relief in those temperatures? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe, what can you tell us?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to finally start to see a cool down across our area, lower humidity levels, but until then, still have to deal with some more humidity, some of those high temperatures, and even some more showers and thunderstorms. I'll explain with the 7-day forecast coming up in just a few, Ann.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, Delano erected a monument in honor of a lifelong firefighter who died this past February, along with other members of the fire department. More news, weather, and sports is coming your way only on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Poli, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
M Valley Market, located at 699 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, is now open. It's your one-stop shop for gas or diesel, Green Mountain Coffee, Gears Iced Tea, Pennsylvania Lottery, tobacco products, and so much more. And don't forget, you can pick up your favorite candy and snacks. M Valley Market, 699 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Stop by Thomas Farms, 556 St. John's Road in Drums for pick your own sweet and hot peppers, tomatoes, beans, eggplant, cabbage, and herbs. Don't forget to stop by every Thursday, 10 to 4, near the Foster Township Recycle Center.
Vinny's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant in Hazleton, serving fresh homemade Italian food, pizza, pasta, wings, and home of the wedgie. Vinny's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant in Hazleton. Drive in or pick up, and we deliver. Call 455-4444.
A town that lost one of its most active members held a dedication ceremony last Friday to honor him and other fellow firefighters from Delano. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has more.
Many relatives, friends, and neighbors came out Friday night for a special dedication ceremony in Delano. The town lost one of its most active members in the community, John Doc Dougherty, back in February. Even though Dougherty was in his 80s, he was a dedicated Delano Fire Company firefighter. The company unveiled 2 statues of firefighters that Dougherty's family donated in his memory and in honor of all firefighters. President of Delano Fire Company Leo Walters explains how the ceremony came about.
The family approached me several months ago and said they'd like to do something in John's memory for the fire company, and they had already picked up the statues and suggested that they'd like to place them here in honor of all volunteer firefighters everywhere. And of course we agreed, we like statues, and John was a big supporter, longtime supporter of the fire company and a former officer.
Dougherty's sister, June Arnold, says her family wanted to give the statues to the fire company as a gift.
Yes, we wanted to do something to have the fire department in the town remember my brother, that he didn't just vanish. And we wanted to give the statues to the fire department as a gift.
Dougherty's other sister, Grace Cady, explains his involvement in the town.
He was fully involved in the fire company, and he loved this town. He spent all his life in it and left the way he wanted to, really. He didn't want to leave here until he passed away, and that's what he did. But he was a very active person in the town with the people and the fire company and a lot of other organizations that he was involved in. He was just a super all-around guy.
An aunt of Dougherty, Helen D. Geisler, says she's happy that everyone respected him.
I am very thankful that the people of the town have recognized him for his character and for his honesty and his goodwill, and respected him, and that they also included him in their friendships and in their neighborliness.
Arnold reminds everyone to volunteer at their local fire company.
I wish people would volunteer. Fire departments, the volunteer fire departments need volunteers. You don't want someone have your house burn and no one show up. So please, please stop in and check in with your local fire department and volunteer for them.
In Delano for WILN News, I'm Aaron Harvey.
Thank you, Aaron. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Stay tuned, more news is coming your way only on WYLN.
Maylath's Farm has fresh produce, tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelons, blueberries, and everybody's summer favorite, sweet corn, and so much more. Everything under the big top. Route 93 across from Tom's Country Kitchen. Call 570-233-3087. They're open 7 days a week.
Were you satisfied with your child's education this school year? Well, take a look at what Marian Catholic High School has to offer. Students are challenged academically, spiritually, morally, and physically. Excellent student-teacher ratio and a full array of clubs and activities. 90% of all grads continue on to higher education. A sound investment in your child's future. Affordable tuition and scholarships are available. Log on to our website or call today for a free tour.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Well, we still have to deal with the humidity across our area, still have to deal with the humidity as we head into tomorrow. Fairly warm temperatures across all of our region and even some showers and thunderstorms to contend with. We'll have to deal with some more of those as we head into tomorrow. But before all is said and done in the 7-day forecast, it does look like we're going to be looking at some cooler weather, especially as we start going into next week. We'll talk about those numbers in a little bit, but first, on to the numbers for the day. Outside, we continue to remain in the 80s, and we have not seen any rainfall since the midnight hour. I remember when I talked to you last week, dew point numbers were in the 70s. When they're in the 70s, it just feels tropical-like, just very uncomfortable when you walk outside. They've lowered a little bit in the 60s, but still, when they're in the 60s, it still feels very uncomfortable and humid. Now, those numbers are going to drop going into next week, as well as the temperature value, so some more refreshing and cooler air will start to come in our direction, but we're going to have to wait a couple of days before we see that. So how did we do temperature-wise for today? We did get up to 86 degrees. Again, another muggy start to our morning. We only dropped down to 67 degrees. Not much help from the wind either. The winds haven't been too much of a factor across our area. In fact, we've only got a wind gust of 12 miles per hour. Taking a look at that relief that is in store for our area, it's going to get here, but we're going to have to wait till the ending part of the week, especially the second part of the weekend and early next week. Until then, we're going to enjoy temperatures in the 80s. Tomorrow, there's going to be, again, a chance of some more showers and thunderstorms across our area, a mixture of clouds and sunshine, 83 degrees. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, there's that chance of a lingering shower or thunderstorm. Again, not complete washouts in between. We'll see the sunshine mixed with some clouds. Still going to have to deal with the humidity across our area, 82 and 83 going into our Thursday. Friday looking pretty nice, a mix of sun and clouds, but a lot of sunshine for the most part, 82. Saturday looking good, 83. Sunshine and some clouds around, and then going into the second part of the weekend and early next week, that's when you start to see those lower humidity values, cooler temperatures. Temperatures only in the 70s, mid to upper 70s for daytime high temperatures. But you see some of those overnight lows still kind of muggy as we go into tonight, tomorrow night, even as we start going into our Wednesday night. And then temperatures won't be quite as mild, but still kind of warm through the overnight hours. But there is some relief, but we're just going to have to wait until the second part of the weekend and early next week. Stick around, we'll have a lot more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
Vinny's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant in Hazleton, serving fresh homemade Italian food, pizza, pasta, wings, and home of the wedgie. Vinny's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant in Hazleton. Drive in or pick up, and we deliver. Call 455-4444.
Stop by Thomas Farms, 556 St. John's Road in Drums for pick your own sweet and hot peppers, tomatoes, beans, eggplant, cabbage, and herbs. Don't forget to stop by every Thursday 10 to 4 near the Foster Township Recycle Center.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
It's Monday, which means it's Medical Monday here on WYLN. Today, Tingo from Physical Therapy and Balance Centers of Hazleton is talking about none other than balance. Well, here is Tingo.
Hi, this is Ting O.
I'm Kathy O from Physical Therapy and Balance Center.
And welcome to Medical Monday. Today, what we're going to talk about is one of the largest issues facing seniors in the United States these days, and that is falls. A lot of people may not know, but 1 in 3 people over the age of 65 is going to fall every single year. There are some catastrophic injuries that they suffer as well, and one of them is a hip fracture. They found that 95% of hip fractures occur because of someone falling. Of those people who fracture their hip, 1 in 5 will actually die within 1 year, which is a big statistic. Every 29 minutes, a senior dies because of a fall-related injury, which is something that we obviously want to prevent. So what can you do to prevent falls? One is to identify the people that are at risk of falling and then encourage them to participate in some program that they can get into to reduce their risk of falling. Medicare and the government has actually identified this to be such a problem that the CDC has actually come out with a questionnaire where people can take. It's a simple questionnaire where you answer a couple of questions. Things like, do you need to use your arms to get out of a chair? Do you look to hold onto furniture when you're walking? If you answer yes to some of these questions, you know you're at risk of falling. 2, you can actually go to a lot of medical providers in the community, like physical therapy and balance centers, where you can participate in a fall prevention screen. And what we have here today is we're going to demonstrate quickly what a fall prevention screen looks like. What we have is a computerized system that can show people how their balance is when they're on an even surface and an uneven surface like we have right here. So if I could get Kathy to get up on there. What we're looking for is the amount of sway that's happening in Kathy's body, and this is picked up by a computer program to see how it compares to someone her age and her height. And what that does, it'll give us a statistic and an idea of her risk of falling from there. There are a lot of great things you can do to prevent falls once you've identified that you are at risk of falling. Research has shown that when you participate in a fall prevention program, you can significantly reduce your fall risk by up to 30 to 40%. What you can also do is look at some simple things that you can identify around the house. Things like your vision. Make sure your house is brightly lit. Make sure you don't have any clutter around the house that will cause you to trip. And make sure that you talk to your physician about your medication. If you or someone you know is at risk of falling, be sure to get them to a healthcare provider so that they can be identified and do something about it before they actually fall.
Call Physical Therapy and Balance Centers for a free 20-minute question and answer session. 501-1808. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, 1324 North Church Street in Hazel Township, or visit them online at hazeltonpt.com.
M Valley Market, located at 699 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, is now open. It's your one-stop shop for gas or diesel, Green Mountain Coffee, Gears Iced Tea, Pennsylvania Lottery, tobacco products, and so much more. And don't forget, you can pick up your favorite candy and snacks. M Valley Market, 699 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Today it was do or die for USA field hockey. The last remaining hope of seeing an Olympic medal here in northeastern Pennsylvania was on the line. Unfortunately for Team USA, they have been eliminated. In this morning's Olympic quarterfinal, Germany scored 2 goals early and held off a late rally from Team USA. Wyoming Seminary grads Kat Sharkey and Kelsey Kolodziejczyk played in today's game. Today, high school sports are officially back in action, with today being day one of fall practices. One team that is working hard today is Marian Catholic football. Last season, the Colts won the District 11 Class Single A district title. Marian graduated a lot of talent, but this year's senior class has learned from a great group last season, and they'll be ready to roll on week one of this season.
We got better at the end this year. We're stronger than last year's. We're going to come out harder and win more.
We just, learned hard work, and, that you have to persist throughout the playoffs, and that's going to be hard, but you have to work together and you'll get where you want to be.
There's some great leadership from the senior class, but these seniors this year have played in 3 championship games. They've won 2, so they have the experience along that line, and what we have to do is develop depth, I think, is going to be a big thing among our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and the seniors have shown the way. It's what type of work ethic we need to get to this point, and I think the underclassmen are buying into it, and that's only going to help us.
Last year, Schuylkill Haven's football team finished with an above-average record of 6-5, and this year's team is looking to build on their winning record. The Hurricanes will be an experienced group, and opposing teams might want to look out for their defense that returns most of its starters.
We have the majority of our team back from last year. We have basically our entire defense back with the addition of Mike and Matt Callion, so we're looking for our defense to really set the tone for our team this year.
Schuylkill Haven's offense won't be too shabby either, returning 7 starters, most of which are at skilled positions.
We got a bunch of skilled guys coming back, so as long as our line steps up and gives us a few holes to run through, we'll be good.
We have a lot of skilled guys coming back, and it's really going to help us because we're going to be able to rotate in with more people and keeping our legs fresh.
We're just going to capitalize on our team speed. We got a very good off season, and now it's time to show it on the football field.
Rail Riders on the road yesterday in Rochester playing a doubleheader. Let's dive into the action. We'll go to the top of the 7th with the Rail Riders up 2-0, and here Ben Gamble just squeezes one past the second baseman, and a run will come on in. 2 batters later, it's Rob Refsnyder who just got sent down from the Yankees. He gets an easy RBI here as he gets a walk with the bases loaded, and the Rail Riders will take game 1 by a final score of 4-0. Now let's go to the second game. This time it's Refsnyder again. He'll actually hit the ball this time to get an RBI, and the Rail Riders are up 2-0 in the first. Now let's fast forward to the 7th. Rail Riders are trailing 4-2, and Chris Parmley drives in a run, and now the Rail Riders are only down a run. The Rail Riders wouldn't score again, and the Red Wings get the win 4-3. Scranton Wilkes-Barre is back at home tonight. First pitch is at 7:05. That's all for sports. Up next, Joe Garbacic is back with another look at tonight's forecast.
Malat's Farm has fresh produce, tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelons, blueberries, and everybody's summer favorite, sweet corn, and so much more. Everything under the big top. Route 93 across from Tom's Country Kitchen. Call 570-233-3087. They're open 7 days a week. A safe autism walk and resource fair will be held Saturday, September 17th at the Hazleton Area High School track on 23rd Street in Hazleton. For more information, call 570-822-7259.
Okay, so the next couple days we have to still deal with the humidity across our area. A mix of sun and clouds, some showers. Thunderstorms, cannot rule that out. We'll be up into the 80s. Muggy nights still tonight, tomorrow night, even going into our Wednesday night. And then gradually, by the second part of the weekend, and as we start going into early next week, it gets a little bit cooler across our area. Humidity levels drop, and we'll be looking at temperatures for the most part in the mid to upper 70s. So, yeah, up to upper 70s this time of year is not too bad considering all the heat and humidity we've had this summer, and it's been feeling miserable when you walk outside.
We almost went to a Philadelphia Phillies game on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Realized that was going to be a horrible idea. Glad we didn't buy the tickets because I think the real feel in Philadelphia, there wasn't many people that I saw, but it was like 106.
You still want to go to the games when you can.
Well, yeah, I mean, but not 106 degrees out with the humidity.
Yeah,
I think we'll skip on that, but it's a good game nonetheless. But 2-a-days for some of those football players, so make sure to stay safe out there, and for all of our updates, check out our Facebook page. Have a good night, everyone.